Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about a subject that's very close to my heart. And as some of you may be aware, the last few weeks, I've been grieving the loss of my truest friend who passed away. He was struggling with cancer and unfortunately lost the battle to cancer. So I was his closest friend, and he's my closest friend, and so I've been dealing with grieving and doing all the things that have to get done when someone passes. So I've been handling the funeral arrangements. I have to go through probate. So there's just a lot of loose ends I have to tie up, and so it's been really painful. But I'm getting through it. I'm doing okay. But I will be honest with you, I am completely traumatized from everything that's happened. The cruelty that the hospitals treated him, the nursing homes, the rehab centers. There's a lot of shocking things, as I share with you on my other videos, that I've seen and witnessed. And frankly, I'm not happy with the way things ended. The way it didn't have to end as tragically as it ended. But that's due to the poor healthcare system and facilities that here in the United States we have. But anyway, so today I want to talk about another topic that is very meaningful. If you're old enough like me, you may remember that old 2004 country hit song by Tim McGraw called "Live Like You Were Dying." Um, I used to listen to country music during that time frame, year 2004, 2005, and I can tell you some of the best country hits were during that era. And so I encourage you, if you haven't heard that song before, please go and listen to that song. It is really a deep, meaningful, heartfelt song. And again, the name of the song is Live Like You Were Dying, and Tim McGraw is the one who sang it. So, what does it mean to live like you were dying? It's realizing our mortality, and we have only a limited time on earth. Being mindful of time is something we often don't think about when we're young. And for most of us, I would venture to say that it's not until we experience the death of a loved one that we finally understand the meaning behind the phrase, live like you were dying. It's hard to imagine what it feels like if we knew when our time would be up. As some of you are aware from my last few videos, I've been caring for my truest friend, who's also my ex husband, who had been dealing with a terminal illness. And he unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago. I'm still grieving and trying to come to terms with the whys, the could haves and should haves, regrets about how things could have been different, and what I would have done differently if I was given the chance to redo my life over again. So, spending the last few months caring for my dearest friend, I realized the way I treated him while he was battling with cancer, not knowing when his time may be up. I loved and cared for him, being fully aware of how precious time was. Every day when I visited him, I experienced firsthand loving someone with a terminal illness. So while I wasn't the one dying, my feelings and actions would be the same whether it was he or I who was dying. I invite all of us to embrace our mortality and realize that none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. At any given moment, without notice, our life may abruptly end, or we hear the dreaded news that we or someone we love is dying. And while some of you haven't experienced it yet, this is still a subject worth pondering, and maybe consider viewing your life from a new radical perspective. For today's topic, it's a spin off of Tim McGraw's song, but instead of live like you were dying, I would like to discuss love like you were dying. So, what does it mean to love like you were dying? It means not delaying or putting off something meaningful today. It's fully being in the present moment and not operating from the past or future. When we live in the past, we are dwelling and looking behind at our past by not letting go of past hurts or unpleasant memories. And on the opposite continuum, some of us are only focused on the future. You can always spot those who are future planners. They are the ones who are always busy, always making plans, and have their calendars filled with fun and adventures. When we focus only on the future, we don't take the time to stop and smell the roses, so to speak, to appreciate and enjoy the present. We're too busy planning and always on the go, and find it impossible to slow down and relax. So, now we're going to talk about the 7 ways of how we can love in the present as if we were dying. We will use the spelling of the word present, Present. P for pray. Pray daily. Praise God and be thankful every day for all the wonderful blessings in your life. It's interesting that most of us who claim to be spiritual but don't pray as often as we should. And folks, I am guilty, 100% guilty of this, like most people. I'm very spiritual. I have strong faith. I do believe in God. I love God with all my heart. I am thankful for my blessings. However, I don't do a very good job in praying every day. But I can tell you this much: since the passing of my truest friend, even beforehand, um, I find myself often thinking about God and praising. At this point, I am praying every day, and it's I just want to throw that out there, that this is something maybe all of us should consider thinking about, and maybe start practicing praying every day rather than just waiting for the worst case. And yet, when tragedy hits, we turn to God or a higher power and begin praying. Why not take time and start praying today? Pray to God and pray to all your loved ones who are alive and who have passed. Praying every day is a great way to be mindful of your blessings and to keep everyone you love close to your heart. R for reconcile. Reconcile your strained relationships to the best of your ability. And what this means is just not harboring any resentment or hard feelings towards anyone. It's realizing karma will right the wrong someday, so we can let go and try to forgive others who have wronged us. Holding on to anger or bitter feelings only keeps us stuck in the past and robbing us of our joy in the present and the future. Let me say this again: holding on to anger or bitter feelings only keeps us stuck in the past and robbing us of our joy in the present and future. And that doesn't mean we have to strive to be close friends with anyone. Obviously, not everyone is compatible and meant to be close friends, but at a minimal, it is possible to be polite, courteous, and cordial with everyone. So let's reconcile to the best of our ability today so we can begin enjoying the present. I just want to stop right here and just comment that this is not an easy thing to do, is to reconcile and forgive others. I know for me personally, there's been a couple of people that wronged me years ago, and it took me about 3 years to finally to have forgotten and forgiven. Not that I will ever forget, but to actually not harbor any hard feelings or ill will towards anyone. It took me about 3 years. And so it's different for everybody. I don't think forgiveness is that easy where you can just forgive instantly. Although I know that some people can, and that's a great thing if you could forgive quickly. But it depends on what you're trying to forgive and how hurtful a person was, or how hurtful they wronged us. Now, in this situation with my truest friend who passed away, he was wronged for sure. He was treated cruelly by the hospital. Um, um, the nurses, even, they were very cold. Um, it was kind of shocking to learn that a lot. I don't know whether these people are just overworked or they're just. Um, I don't know what the problem is, but I just know that our hospitals and the nurses and the staff are, even in the nursing facilities and the rehab centers, the staff people are not very happy people. They don't believe in God, for the most part. Okay, some of them do, but most of them don't. And so it was very difficult watching the way they mistreated my truest friend, and just the overall lack of empathy, the lack of um, heart, and the way he died was very tragic, and it was definitely I blame the hospital, mainly the risk management department, the way they handled everything very, very badly. So that in itself, I know I have to forgive at some point. I'm not there yet, and I'll just be honest with that. I'm not proud of how I feel, but it is very tragic the way he died. He wasn't treated right, and it's just I just it's going to take me a while to process all of this. And the one thing I do want to note that I didn't say in my other video about hospitals is that what I noticed was that the nurses and doctors, they constantly were speaking their opinion of how long they felt he was going to live, and they constantly was saying that to him while he was in the room. And I want you guys to all know my truest friend had a strong will to live, and I supported him 100%. And so we didn't, I didn't appreciate every single day the nurses and the hospitalists constantly reminding him that they didn't think he was going to live that long, that, they basically had written him off. And it was just very hard for me to accept the way they were treating him. And a couple times I did ask him to politely please step out of the room if they want to keep talking like this. Um, Not very encouraging at all. But there was other issues that have happened also, and maybe at a later video I may get into it. But the ultimate cruelty I haven't talked about yet, but maybe at some point I will. But right now it's too raw and it's too hurtful. And I will tell you this much, folks. The way he passed wasn't right. The way it was, I blame the hospitals for the way he passed. So anyway, just want to throw that out there and say that we all need to forgive, and I know that, okay? And it's going to take me some time to get past all this. Obviously his time was up, but I guess I'm just struggling with a lot of emotions that we all have when our loved ones pass. So I'm still working through all those emotions. Okay, so E for embrace. Embrace all those you love today. Whenever you spend time with your loved ones, always take the opportunity to embrace them by giving them a huge hug. Hugs are a warm gesture and can be very healing for those who may be feeling sad and need one. Hugs are a wonderful way to physically connect with those who we are close to and a heartfelt way to express our love and appreciation. Always remember to hug your loved ones today because you never know what tomorrow will bring. Okay, now this is something I didn't do too often, and this is kind of one area I do have a regret for. Although I did talk to my truest friend twice a month at least, I never really, and we just started to, spend time together, some more time together before he had all these health issues. But I never really taken the time to really give him a really nice hug. Um, so I do have regrets about that. If I had to do my life over again, I would have hugged him more. But so I just want to put that out there that it's very important that we embrace those that we love often. So S for stay in touch. Be intentional to make the time to stay in touch with those you love. Staying in touch with loved ones can be done by calling them on the phone, traveling to visit them, emailing, or text messaging. With all the different ways technology has made it easier for communication, we can try to find the time, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes, to reach out and stay in touch with our loved ones regularly. Okay, and that's something I did do. I did make sure I reached out and we did talk regularly, every other week on the phone. Okay, next letter is E for enjoy. Enjoying the present is feeling and being happy in the present moment when you're spending time with your loved ones. It's never taking them or time for granted. It's always being aware that today is a blessing and the importance of enjoying the present completely because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Let me just say this again. It's never taking them or time for granted. It's always being aware that today is a blessing and the importance of enjoying the present completely because tomorrow is not guaranteed. As the saying goes, you never know what you got until it's gone. So let's not have those regrets later and instead choose now to be cognizant and aware of the gift of the present. Make a conscious decision today to enjoy each precious moment shared with your loved ones. And for nurture, make the effort to nurture your loved ones. Be kind to one another, try to overlook their shortcomings, and focus on their positive attributes. Life is too short to dwell on petty and negative things. Always look for the good in others and be at peace with them. Be quick to forgive and nurture others so your present can be filled with joy, peace, and love. Surround yourself with loved ones that also can mutually build a healthy relationship. The best relationships are ones where there is mutual love and respect. Remembering to nurture your loved ones today is a powerful way to maintain a loving relationship that will last forever. T for thank. Be sure to frequently thank your loved ones for showing how much gratitude and appreciation you have for them. By giving thanks, you will keep your relationships strong and never take them for granted. There are so many ways to show appreciation to others. It could be a simple, short conversation, letting your loved ones know all the things they do that you notice and appreciate, or giving a small gift that is from your heart, spending quality time with them, and doing something special that makes them happy. Giving thanks to your loved ones shows how much you value them in the present. So that, just want to stop right there and just say, um, it's important to have a heart of gratitude and appreciation. I think we all can do a better job in being thankful to those that we love. And it's easy to take each other for granted, right? We always normally we don't think about if our time could be up or their time could be up. We all take for granted of our loved ones and we take for granted of our time, right? And the truth of the matter is none of us know how much time we have. In the case of my truest friend, everything was fine until one day out of the blue, I get a phone call from him saying that he needs my help. At that point, he was ready, um, um, having issues with, he's having health issues, and so it was just, well, I was not ready for this. I was not prepared for this kind of tragic event. So I just want to, let all of you know that this is something we all probably should think about and consider, that we don't know how much time we have, and it's easy while our loved ones are alive to think that, to take them for granted and to take time for granted. In summary, the present is all we have. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is not promised. The time is now to love the present. So why not make the commitment today to make the most of our present? It is my hope we can choose to love like you were dying by being reminded of the 7 ways we discussed today. Pray more for your loved ones. Reconcile those relationships to free us today. Embrace more our loved ones. Stay in touch frequently with our loved ones. Enjoy the quality time in every moment spent. Nurture our loved ones to maintain love. And finally, thank our loved ones frequently. Okay, well, today was a short video, but I just want to say that I thank you all of you. You've been following me up until now. The last few videos. Thank you for being patient with me as I'm not really, as you can tell, I'm not really smiling a lot. I know I've been kind of in a subdued manner and mood, but I am trying to be real. I'm keeping it real. I want to be honest with all of you of how what the process. I'm still in the process of grieving. But at the same time, I do want to keep in touch with all of you to let you know what's been going on and what's in my heart. Okay. If you can resonate with this video and you like the video, please click like and click share. I welcome any comments that you may have. If some of you have also gone through the grieving process or are also in the grieving process, any encouragement or words of that you want to share of your own feelings, please put them in my comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can be updated on all my upcoming videos. Okay, folks? So thanks again for watching. And until next time, I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.